Hello, I'm Carl Markham with Code Builders LLC and my website codebuilders.net. I'm also a member of the Apache OpenOffice Project Management Committee. The subject of this video is to show you how you can use a Groovy macro in OpenOffice to import in the test results from our automated build verification test and functional verification test that can be run after a build of OpenOffice. So this is primarily of interest to OpenOffice developers and quality assurance people. So these test reports look like this in HTML. So this is the output you get from JUnit, which is our testing framework. So as you can see, the green ones here were successful, some red were failures for some reason. There's various reasons, not having to do with anything wrong with the code sometimes. Like here, there was a known bug, for instance, that was addressed. And so these reports being HTML, I wanted a way to get them into an OpenOffice spreadsheet. So what I did was I've created a macro in Groovy, and I have that on GitHub, and I'll show you that project. So the project's called OpenOffice Test Report Macro, and it's just a simple Groovy macro, and I'll show you how to import that into OpenOffice. There's also a sample BVT report, which is what we call the build verification test, and then there's about 80 tests in that test suite, and then the functional verification test, there's just under 900. So when you're running the test, which I'm not going to do in this video, it takes about 10 minutes to run the BVTs, and then it takes about an hour to run the functional verification test. So they're a lot more in depth. So the build verifications are quite a bit faster to run. And then I also have a sample HTML file that I'm showing you here. So let's go ahead and open Office. There's a prerequisite to using Groovy as a macro language, and I'll show you that in the extension manager. And now there's another project of mine called Groovy Scripting for OpenOffice. So you want to make sure you have this extension installed, and that extension can be found on the extensions.openoffice.org site. And there again, the name of it is Groovy Scripting for OpenOffice. So you want to download that extension and install it into OpenOffice. I recommend a restart after you install any extensions or remove extensions. And so I've already got that installed. So a way to go about, we'll just go ahead and start a spreadsheet, and then go to Tools, Macros, and go to Organize Macros. And now after that extension is added, you get another option here at the end for Groovy macros. So we'll go ahead, I don't have any macros in here yet. We'll go ahead and create a library. I'll just use the default name for that, and then create a macro. So let's call this import tests, and then hit edit. So all new macros using the extension, you get a runnable macro with some boilerplate code in it. It's just a simple hello world type macro. So we're going to go ahead and clear that out. And then we'll go back to the GitHub site, and we'll open up that macro. on GitHub, and we'll go to raw. So we just raw text, and I'm going to copy that back into OpenOffice into the editor window and save that. So I could close this and go back into run macro. I'll just go ahead and run it from here. So as part of the macro, there's a swing dialog for a file chooser that's already filtered for XML files. And we'll load the functional verification test sample. So this will parse the XML file, it will build a spreadsheet, and take care of all the formatting. And my intention was to try to give this the same look and feel as the HTML report. So this will tell you which verification test suite that you imported. And so now one of the benefits of this is you can now put in filters and filter out just the errors that you want to take a look at, and try to determine whether the test, the unit test itself needs some work, or if it's actually an issue with OpenOffice that may need something done to it. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and I'll put up some links for more information on these projects. Thank you.